So growing up, I used to love to read books. However, when I got to college, I fell out of love with it because quite honestly, I hated reading the textbooks. I hated reading all those other random books that I was not interested in. And so recently though, I fell back in love with reading books, and y'all, it has been game changing and life altering for me. And so I'm going to talk to you guys in this video about the books that I read in 2019 and how they have changed so many things within me, including my mindset, limiting beliefs, business and branding help, and marketing help, and business overall. So let's go ahead and hop on into the video. Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea and I am a visual branding coach teaching you guys how to build your brand and increase your income online. So for the best business and branding tips you can possibly get here on YouTube, be sure you subscribe to this channel, then also hit the notification bell right next to the subscribe button. That way you guys are notified whenever I post content, which is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Sundays. But y'all, I have been doing so well on my Sunday uploads. So check me out on Sundays too. So you guys, I've realized now why so many people swear by reading books and why successful people and millionaires read so much and have read so many books. I get it now. Like literally picking up a book is literally like a very particular book, of course, is like literally taking a class, a 5, 6 hour, 9 hour class with the person one-on-one. It is phenomenal. It is game changing. And for example, like reading A Story Brand is such a great book. And I literally know that people pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get that information that he shared in that book that was probably like $20, but I got for free on Audible. So I'm telling you guys, reading books has changed the game for me. And that's why I also for 2020 have a whole bunch of books I plan to read, which I'm going to share with you guys too in this video. But right now, let's talk about the videos I have read. The books I have read, which have been game changing. So first and foremost, of course, the Bible. I read the Bible every year, all the time. Not all the time, obviously, but like the Bible is obviously number one. So let's just say that. So number two, and this isn't really in a particular order for the rest of them. Bible's always number one. So, you know, there's that. But Think and Grow Rich has been a phenomenal book for me. Like y'all, oh my gosh, I read this book twice this year. Honestly, within 3 months, I read this book twice, and oh my gosh, this book shook me and it helped me realize why it is a number one bestseller, and it has been for years. Y'all, you've just got to read this book. It helped me. Like, there are some principles within it I don't necessarily agree with, because I do believe in God and that Jesus is the Son of God. And so it kind of dances around religion, but this is not a religious book. So if you're a Christian, don't go into it with the mind of everything's going to say. Some parts I did have to skip over. But aside from that, y'all, this book and then the faith that it tells you need to have and how to have that is phenomenal. Like y'all, this book is a game changer for me to the point where I even got the freaking workbook, y'all. Oh my gosh. I don't even know, like this book, like it's good for business. It's good for branding. It's good for self and personal development. Y'all, this book can literally transform your thinking like no freaking other. And quite honestly, this book to me is more so about thought and faith. And you can apply this book in various different aspects to your life. So even if you are watching my video and you're not interested in branding and business and stuff like that, this is still a book that I 100% recommend that you check out. It is so good. And it's not necessarily all about riches. It's more about your mindset and limiting beliefs that you had. And that's what I took out of the book. So y'all, oh my gosh, this is such a phenomenal book. And they also have a workbook that my friend bought me because she knows I love the book. I went through this book with my boyfriend because literally you can't see the picture when you're inside of the picture frame. And so he helped me literally. I went through a list and said, okay, do I do this? Am I like this? Am I do this? And he was like, yeah, no, kind of. And so I went through it that way. It's like a really good self-assessment to know where you really are and where you stand. And y'all, oh my God, just a phenomenal book. This isn't even like, I can't even say enough about this book. Y'all need to check this book out. Think and Grow Rich is such a phenomenal book, and you can apply it to various aspects. Yes, it is a book about gaining wealth and riches, but to me, it was more so a book about your mindset, and it helped me like no other book did with my mindset and with limiting beliefs and things like that. So phenomenal. So the second book on my list is Believe Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels. And this is such a phenomenal book. Y'all, this helped me really. She's so relatable, and I relate to her so much simply because our personalities, it seems like, are very the same or like similar within the book. And y'all can see I have like my little tabs and stuff where I go back and reference my books. Y'all, listen. My book library is very important to me because I have notes in here. This is where I go back and reference certain things. This book walks you through how to discover your life purpose. And at the end of the book, you come up with like your life purpose like statement. And I actually came up with mine by walking through this book. Y'all, this is a phenomenal book. She's very relatable, very real, very honest in this book. And so I highly recommend for you guys to check this out. This is more so a personal development / well, here's the great thing about her. She's a Christian, she is a businesswoman, and she knows what it takes to believe bigger. And so this book is all around just a really good book as well. So I would recommend this book and Think and Grow Rich for anybody who, in terms of personal development, anybody in terms of business and branding. I think these are phenomenal books to read. This one really did help me discover what I was called to do and know that there can be various aspects to that and how to morph them together. So this book has helped me a lot and helped me narrow down what I believe that God has put me on this earth for. So phenomenal book. Okay, so the next book is Building a Story Brand. I've actually taken this, y'all can see all the tabs and stuff in here. Y'all, this is like my little workbook. I just use this book as a workbook to be able to reference back to certain things. This book right here is the book I was referencing at the beginning of the video, saying that, y'all, if you read any branding book, like aside from the ones I've already read, like out of the ones I've already read, this book right here is phenomenal. This book is going to show you how to literally build a brand that people will relate to, how to serve them the best, how to know what their problem areas are so that you can help them and solve them. This book is so good, and it's going to walk you through the entire framework. So I definitely recommend for you guys to check it out. It's so good. It's so good, so relatable. It breaks down some of the big, like Apple and CarMax, the big companies that use StoryBrand and how they apply certain things in their aspects of the StoryBrand script. It is so good, and if you are interested in marketing and branding and stuff like that, I highly recommend for you to check this out. It shows you how to walk alongside of your clients and of your people and the people who you are serving as their guide rather than their hero. And their hero and their story is them, and you are the guide helping them along the path. So woo, this book is good. I don't want to tell y'all too much though, because it is really good. And it's a really good read too. Like all the books that I've mentioned so far are really good reads. So yeah. Okay, so the next book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Oh, and something else I should mention, y'all. All these books I read on Audible. That's really the only way I've been able to actually get through all of them based on time. I read them on my way to work, when I'm on the way somewhere. I live in Dallas, which if I go all the way across town, it can take me an hour. So I listen to audiobooks through Audible all the time. And so I've listened to all of them, but I've also purchased a physical copy to use as like my workbook and to write my notes and stuff like that. It's just easier for me to do it that way. So How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is a really good book. This is the first book I read on Audible, and it is phenomenal. It's not just about literally it's about how to win friends and influence people, but it's how to relate to people. It's how people interact and how they will best receive certain things, how to convince them of your point without being manipulative or without being controlling or without being demanding, anything like that. Y'all, this book is really, really good, and I recommend this for anybody who's in branding, marketing, business, or even personal development, because this can help you interact with your mom, with your sister, with your client, whatever human needs you have. And honestly, if y'all want to know something funny, y'all, sometimes, including myself, people can be people, and which is annoying sometimes, quite honestly. And I realize that I can't escape people. A random fact about me is that I am an introvert, and I'm an extroverted introvert. So I'm outgoing, but I refuel by being by myself. And so I realize that I can't escape people or controversy with people. And so with that, okay, sorry y'all, my camera just died. But what I was saying is whenever I realize that, dealing with people and learning how people work and talking to people and communicating with people and just daily human interactions could not be avoided. I was like, well, let me learn how to relate to people more. And so that's why I picked up this book, because I realized I could not escape awkward encounters or controversy with people either. So this book is phenomenal. Okay, so some of the other books, I don't have the physical copy. However, I do have them on Audible. And like I said before, all these books have been through Audible. I've read all these books on Audible. I just get the printed version so I can use it as like my notebook or as my workbook as I'm going through the book, so I don't forget anything. As well, I can reference back easier with a printed version of the book. So I do get both. So another book that I've read is called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, and it is so good. It is a great read. It is very interesting, and especially for somebody, I used to love like FBI shows and all those type of like CSI and shows like that. So this book is like really, really interesting, and he was a past hostage negotiator. Hostage negotiator for the FBI, and he talks about how he was able to negotiate without splitting the difference, because if it's a human life, you can't really split the difference of that. So it's so good. I don't want to give everything away, but the things he talked about in that book are really good and really good tactics, and I highly recommend that you guys check that out as well. It is a great read. It is very interesting. It is not boring. And yeah, so that's that one. What's another one? Oh, Atomic Habits. I read Atomic Habits. Really good book. I think I need to read it again though, just simply because I need to apply what I learned this time, which is important for all of these books. But Atomic Habits really breaks down how to develop a habit, how to get in the habit of developing new and good habits and not overwhelm yourself with habits. So at the beginning of the year, a lot of us like to be like, okay, we're gonna do 80 new different things, and no, pause. And so this book is gonna detail how and what you need to do in order to really set and stick with a new habit, like make it easy and stuff like that. I don't want to give all the tips, all the main points away, but it is a phenomenal book, and I love how he provides resources and stuff within the book and outside of the book for you to reference, and you can print off and stuff like that. So amazing book. Another book that I started reading, and if I'm being honest with you guys, I heard it's a really good book for marketing, and so I'm gonna eventually get through it, but it's called Blue Ocean Strategy, and y'all, it was very boring. I'm just gonna be real with you. It was very boring. Read it on Audible, or was listening to it on Audible, and oh my gosh, it was freaking boring. So I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try it again and give it another shot. However, it is a very boring book. So like I said before, of course, reading all these books is great. However, if you don't implement what you've learned, it's kind of pointless to a certain extent. So be sure you implement what you're learning. However, whatever best way that is for you. For me, I get the printed version, and I will highlight and add tabs and stuff to my books. That way I know where to reference them. This book is great whenever this is building a story brand. This book is great whenever you're first building your brand, or even rebuilding your brand or redirecting your brand, because it's going to walk you through all the steps you need to do in terms of like the brand building when it comes to audience based stuff. So yeah, this is a phenomenal book. Anyway, but I like to get the printed copy. That way I can make my notes, add tabs, stuff like that, and then also reference back with the quickness whenever I need it and need a little refresher. So my question is, have you read any of those books? Let me know down below in the comments if you have, and which ones you have read and what you thought about them. Okay, so really quick, I want to read some books that I'm looking forward to reading, and if you have any suggestions for me, please let me know down below in the description box. I really am loving like personal development / marketing, branding, and business books right now, and so let me know if you have any suggestions. But these are the books that I'm looking to read soon. I got my computer real quick. So upcoming books I plan to read is Crushing It by Gary Vee. I heard that's really good. Miracle Morning, I actually have that on Audible right now. I just haven't gotten to it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Made to Stick, which is a marketing book or a branding book. And so I can't wait to read that. I heard it's really, really good. And I have it on Audible. I just have to start it. Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols. And honestly, anything else Lisa Nichols has, I want to read it. Soar by T.D. Jakes, which I actually already have the printed version, but I need to get it on Audible so I actually read it. And also, this video is not sponsored by Audible. However, if they want to sponsor this video or me, I highly will accept that. I will greatly and gladly accept that sponsorship. Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, .com Secrets, The Marketing Blueprint, The Art of Social Selling, Traction, The Big Leap, and I want to go through and finish Big Ocean Strategy. So those are the books I'm looking to read, and I'm excited for them. I feel like there's one I'm leaving off the list, but I can't remember what it is. But yeah, so my next ones that I'll read though is Made to Stick and Miracle Morning, because those are the ones I have. Oh, and Blue Ocean Strategy, because those are the ones I have in Audible right now that I have not even read, because I've been going through other ones too. Oh, also the Total Money Makeover too by Dave Ramsey, so I can get out of debt. So anyway, you guys, hopefully this video was helpful and interesting for you guys. Let me know what books you were interested in reading and what you plan to read, and what books you have read and how you felt about them. Any books that I left off my list to read that I should read. Those are just some of the books. I have like 50 books that I want to read, but I'm taking it one day at a time. So anyway, you guys, I love you so much. Remember to check out She's Elite Society so you can read these books with me. It's gonna be amazing. And we have like book studies and all types of stuff like that. So y'all, reading has transformed my life, my mindset so much, and I recommend it to honestly anyone. So check them out. And so yeah, anyway, you guys, I love you so much. Check out She's Elite Society, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.